Math 30-2, working with our calculator to generate stat plots and regressions. I'm going to turn my calculator on, then notice in my data I have data from page 322, question number 9. And we want to, the first thing we want to do is get this data to show up on our scatter plot. To do that, we have to set our windows. We use the window button. And first, but before we actually set up the windows, go to the windows, we want to look at what they should be. And you'll notice here that in the list 1, we're going from 1 to 17. And that means for on our x-axis, we should go from 0 to about 20. In our y-axis, we're going from 8,200 to 3,800. So let's go from 8,000 up to 39,000 there. Okay, so we press our windows. Our x minimum was 0. Enter 0. Press enter. Our x maximum is 20. And so our range, the data, the domain goes from 0 to 20, and that gives us 20 increments, which at 1 each, which is fine for our scale. Let's go into our y. Minimum, we said 8,000, so we're going to go from 8,000 up to 39,000. The difference between 8,000 and 39,000 is 31,000. So we're going to take 31,000, divide it by 20, and see what that gives us. 150 or 1,550. Not numbers that we calculate with or increments that we work with. So I'm going to go up there. I'm going to choose an increment of 2,000, and that should work nicely. So I have my data entered. I have my windows set. The next thing I need to do is turn my stat plot on. So I went to the y equals. Notice that plot 1, 2, and 3 up at the top here. I'm just going to pop up there using the arrow key. Set. So I've moved up with the arrow key. I press enter, and then I come down. We can see that plot 1 has been turned on. Because we're in list 1 and list 2, everything works well. We can simply go to press our graph button, and we should see the data. So we've got our curve there. That could be cubic, it could be a quadratic. Let's do our regression. The regression, to get to the regression, we go to stat, over, arrow over to calculate, and press number, let's do a cubic for number 5. That's what the question asks us to do. Sorry, number 6. Question asks us to do a cubic. X data was in list 1. Y data was in list 2. We want to, there's no frequency list here. We're going to store our regular equation. We want to put that equation in the y equals. So we go vars, arrow over to y vars, enter function, and then number 1 for y1. And that just picks it up and tells the calculator to record this equation that we're going to calculate in y1. Press calculate, and we come up with our cubic equation. And we would write that down, record it, and let's actually look at it on the graph. And we can see there, it fits the data quite well.